Joe, out here in Barbados, pre-season tour with Yorkshire. It's not a bad place to start the 2012 season.
Definitely not. Obviously, we've been here the last 2 years, and it gets better and better each time we come here. So yeah, really excited to get this trip underway.
How important is it to get out somewhere hot, warm? You can get out in the middle and play proper cricket.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You don't really get many opportunities to experience these sort of conditions, and to get the opportunity to play against the other counties and get stuck into playing with your own teammates and getting used to that sort of environment again before the actual season kicks off is a fantastic opportunity.
We'll reverse right back now to the start of Joe Root. You've just been telling me you kind of played cricket in the back garden with your brother, your dad as a kid. I know you played for Sheffield Collegiate, which was Michael Vaughan's club, and kind of progressed through the age groups at Yorkshire. Yorkshire supporters will have heard about you kind of coming up through those age groups for a long time now, but yeah, just tell us a little bit about your background and how you've kind of come to where you are now.
Yeah, as you said, I started out at Sheffield Collegiate, went to a Yorkshire Under-11s trial and was lucky enough to get in. And then from then on, basically went through the age group categories, and about 16, I think, I broke into the academy side. At 13, I was given a scholarship, which was great, which meant I got extra coaching, and I had all of the coaches that were expendable to the first team and second team, which obviously was a massive advantage for me. And then, as I said, at 16, I got involved with the academy. And then, kicked on from there. I think about 18 I played my first List A game for Yorkshire against Essex, and after that game I got offered a contract, which basically started my Yorkshire career.
When was it along that line of things that have happened to you that you actually thought this is going to be a job now?
As soon as I was offered my contract, really.
Not before that?
Not really. And to be honest, only thing I see at cricket is great fun, and the fact that it's now my job is just a massive advantage.
There's worse ways to make a living, isn't there?
Exactly, and it's a sport I've always loved growing up, and something I've always enjoyed doing, and to be able to have that as an excuse as in a job, it's fantastic.
Go back 12 months and we were talking in Barbados this time last year. You were yet to make a championship appearance, but you made that debut at New Road, didn't you, first game of the season, and didn't really look back from there on. Yeah,
everything sort of happened quite quickly for me last year, and it was very exciting and fantastic to go with it and be a part of it all. And after that first knock at New Road, I think I got a 12-ball duck or something. And it sort of sank in that it's going to be quite tough this if I'm going to get another go. I'm really going to have to knuckle down, and I didn't really expect it to be anything other than that. So to get the opportunity to then play again after that was fantastic, and I just tried to take every opportunity I had and just enjoy my cricket.
And I was tweeting and covering that game on the Yorkshire website, and obviously as a debut maker I was following your innings, kind of telling people that you were in, he's faced 5 balls, and then you were walking. But how did that feel to get a duck on your debut?
I was devastated. I mean, everyone that's played the games, obviously most people will have experienced getting a duck, and regardless of what standard it is, you're always disappointed. But for it to be a debut and you still second innings when you come out there and you're still on naught basically, on a pair. It's quite a nerve-wracking experience, and you try and block it out and everything. And to be fair, I was lucky enough to be in a good experience environment with likes of Anthony McGrath, Joe Sayers, Ryan Sidebottom, all there to sort of pick me up and sort of say, don't worry about it, you'll get another opportunity.
And in that second innings you came out and it was a fairly low run chase, but you were off like a house on fire then, weren't you? I mean, you kind of knocked out at the end of it, won the game and walked off, and more of a happy bunny at the end of that.
Exactly. That feeling of being a part of being out there when you win a 4-day game, regardless of first team, second team or academy, whatever it is, it's a fantastic feeling. And to know that you bowled a side out twice and then to knock them off, it's a fantastic environment to be in, and to be out there on my debut whilst the winning runs were hit was awesome, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Did you think that you got the place then, or did you think the season was going to go on from there and you're going to play as many games as you did do?
Well, having won the game, I thought it'd be unlikely that we were going to change the team, which was quite a nice feeling going into the next game. Knowing we had Durham at Headingley, obviously got a very experienced attack, so it was nice to know that I could prepare for that game and not have to worry too much about my selection. But then once you got out there and you got onion steaming in at one end and the wiliness of Callum Thorpe at the other, it's going to be a battle, and you've just got to try and accumulate as much as you can and get stuck in.
And your performances through the summer obviously elevated you into more people's consciousness. You then got picked for the England Lions. Geoffrey Boycott said over the winter that he thought you were kind of next in line for an England Test call. It's all moving very quickly, isn't it? It
is, yeah. It's very exciting, but at the same time, I've still got to just worry about getting in the Yorkshire first team the first game of the season. That's my aim.
It's not as easy as that either, is it? I mean, you look at the players that are out here on tour. There's Phil Jakes to come in. There's probably 10 quality players looking for 6 spots in that batting lineup.
Exactly. It's going to be tough, and the reality is we're all fighting for, as you say, 6 spots, and that's what this tour's about. And the games leading up to the start of the season is trying to make sure that we're in the driving seat come first game against Kent on the 5th.
As I say, you played for the England Lions last summer. You got runs at Scarborough. You then toured this winter and scored that century. Was it Pune at the Pune Club in India? So things are tickling on nicely, and your star is rising. Are you ready for a Test call?
It's not something I'm thinking about, to be honest. As I said, the only thing I'm really worried about now is making sure I'm in that county championship side come the 5th of April.
I know your hero is Michael Vaughan. You've told me that before, and a lot of comparisons have been made in the press about your batting style and his batting style. He's not a bad person to emulate, is he?
Definitely not. I mean, he's most successful England captain, along with Strauss, I think. And obviously we had a fantastic record in Test cricket, and to be even just compared to that is obviously a lovely feeling. And now I want to go on and try and emulate what he's done in the game, and if I do half as what he's done in the game, I'd be very happy.
If we go ahead to the end of September, the Yorkshire season stretches out in front of us. What would be a good season? What would Joe Root be happy with?
Going back up into the First Division, competing for the Pro 40 and the 2020, trying to get to finals day and getting in that final of the Pro 40, and they're the things that you look for as a player. You want to see all you and your teammates in those big occasions, and that team success, you can't beat it for me. That's the most important thing.
It's quite revealing that you went down that route with that answer, because you were looking at the team element, you were looking at your colleagues and the club, not your first answer wasn't I want to get 1,000 runs and I want to do this and that and the other. Is that secondary to you? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, obviously if you're scoring 1,000 runs and stuff, you're going to have an opportunity of putting the side in a good position and being up near the top of the table. But the thing for me is about winning games, and there's no better feeling when you sat in a dressing room having won a game with the 10 other guys. It's fantastic when you can sit there with a cold beer or cold Coke or whatever, and you can just chat about the game, chat about the experience. You see everyone's do a light on their faces and just enjoy the moment.
Second season often seen as being tougher than the first season in many ways. People are going to be looking at you, people are going to be watching you play, and the bowlers are going to be a little bit more ready for you. Are you ready for that? Yeah,
I mean, every season's tough, every occasion's tough. Every time you go out there, there's a different environment, a different challenge to overcome, and I think if you look at it in that way, it's going to be the same as last year and same as any other year.
It really just is innings by innings, and just.
I think so. For me, I just want to go out there and do it the best I can, and try and think about who I'm facing and what the conditions are like, and try and find the best way of playing that condition and assess the situation quickly and overcome it.
Well, good luck for the summer.
Cheers, thank you very much.